Well, welcome to another episode of Insurance Gone Wild. I'm your host, Dennis Settlemeyer, and this is...
Stephanie Lencioni.
Stephanie Lencioni.
It's just Joni.
Lencioni.
Joni.
Joni. Like Joni loves Chachi. Joni.
Yes, except, the Joni.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wow. I'm telling you, it has been a week, hasn't it?
Man. First, I don't even know where this month has gone.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's not even the week. It has been the last few weeks. You blink and you're like, oh, okay, that's been a year.
I am thankful, though, that we are finally, because we're recording this in October. So we're finally getting some cool weather. Finally.
Yes.
It's going to be in like the low 80s, which for Texas is good. Mm-hmm. In the 60s at night, that's good.
Yeah, it's when it finally starts cooling off at night, where you can like go outside and enjoy. Mm-hmm. It's so nice. Or if you just standing in the shade during the day, where it's not just that heat that gets you. Yeah, it is pretty nice. And in the mornings, so you go outside, a nice little coolness. That's
right, with your coffee. Mm-hmm. Coffee has a different flavor when it's cool weather, right?
It does. Yeah, it does to me. Yeah.
So anyway. Well, what we're talking today? What were we talking today about? What did we say we were talking about?
I think just different scenarios that we've been called on, right, as agents. A lot of it actually, quite frankly, came up because I got a call today, and we're in one of those scenarios. So one of our clients has suffered some water damage, water heater busted, flooded. Thank goodness there's the way their home is. It truly is cut off, like kind of partitioned. Is that the right word? I don't know, but separated by a staircase going into the main house. But that whole other area was completely flooded. And then immediately, they called me and they're like, we've been trying to dry out. We don't know what to do. I was like, okay, great. Here's some people. We got people out there to help dry everything out. They're like, what about a claim? I was like, well, right now, first focus on getting the guys out there to start drying, because we've got to mitigate. We've got to control that. And then let's make the claim. So did that. But here's the thing. And even though they're our client and it's a company that we represent, that doesn't mean that we agree with how every company handles claims.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, not at all.
And we're not in control of how they handle the claims.
Yeah.
And I'm here to tell you right now, with a lot of the people that I've been talking to, the adjusters that I've been personally talking to for various reasons on different angles, like either from a contractor standpoint or an insurance agent standpoint, they're bad. They're bad right now. And most of them, we had one client a while, and I'm kind of tangenting, but we had one client where she called and the adjuster was out for training for 2 weeks. And so she's like, well, I don't know. Like, he didn't leave any other phone number for me to call anybody else. So now I'm calling the 800 number and talking to somebody else. And I'm like, yeah, my adjuster apparently is out for training for 2 weeks. And they're like, huh, interesting. So they know nothing about it. And then she talks to somebody else, and then they know nothing about it. And then we had another client where I swear to God, the adjuster was truly out like 2 days every single week. They don't know the policy. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to make any decisions. And I'm not saying that this is all of them, so please don't bite my head off, but I'm telling you the experience this is firsthand experience that I've had in the last 6 months. Not one adjuster truly has been competent in a well-rounded way or present. So I'm not even sure if they're required to show up and put in 40 hours a week. It's nuts. So anyway, the adjuster, they finally get the claim made. The adjuster for our client in this current situation, our insured said, oh, hey, we've had water people out to mitigate, and we've got fans and da-da-da. And he's like, why'd you do that? So starts now questioning the client, the insured, and is like, well, you shouldn't have done that. I was like, I'm going to stop you right there. You did everything right. You have to mitigate the loss. This happened Friday. So what, they're supposed to have standing water in their house for 4 days, 5 days? Mm-hmm. That's crazy. But the adjuster's like, well, you shouldn't have done that. You didn't have authorization to do that. That's what was said on the phone. It's tough.
They actually do have authorization according to the contract, which is the policy that you have to mitigate.
A, it's their house, so they 100% have authorization to do it. B, per the contract, had they not done that, they'd probably come back and be like, oh, well, you didn't mitigate and do anything, so we're not going to pay for A, B, C, X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
Brutal,
I think
man.
The insurance companies are having a hard time keeping adjusters right now. It seems like they're having a period of time where they're going through them quite a bit. So because you won't have the same adjuster if your claim lasts, I would say, over a 60-day period. You probably are not dealing with the same person who opened that claim and started. And I'm not talking about when you call the 800 number and make the claim, but your initial adjuster assigned to you, more than likely you are not dealing with the same one by the time it closes out. And it could even be 30 days. I mean, that truly is how quickly they are cycling through some of these. And in some of the cases, not all of them, it's bad. Yeah.
It's bad. And it's frustrating for the insureds. Quite honestly, it's frustrating for us because there is the pressure, right? Like, we're the agent. We put them with that policy. You want it to be a good experience for your client. So now... Now the adjuster in this situation will be out there tomorrow at 10 a.m. It's an hour away from us. And I'm like, all right, well, I'll be there, because he's getting squirrely on some things of saying what the insured shouldn't have done, covered, not covered. That is contradicting the policy that I know the policy to be. So I'm like, okay, well, I know how I'm spending my day tomorrow. And but this is what we do, right? Like, do we show up to every adjuster appointment like this? No, we don't. That is not the norm. You have to. And that's where we're fortunate enough too, where we have clients who will call us and keep us in the loop. So we can cut it off at the head and say, okay, let's try to gain a little bit more control of this chaos that's happening right now. So you don't just go through it suffering in silence, right? And then at the end, when it's renewal time, you're so pissed off because of the claims experience and that nobody was there to help you, but yet nobody called us to let us help. So truly, like, kudos to the client for calling us, and then we step up when we have to.
No, you're exactly right. You know, it's always good if the client calls, at least lets us know. If you're going to make a claim, at least let us know, because there may be something we can go, whoa, hold on a second. Before you call that 800 number, which we've talked about this in the past. We have. Maybe there's something else we can do here, because let's make sure the cost of the claim is going to be more than your deductible. Number one. That's the number one thing, right?
Well, let's make sure there's coverage. Number one. And then let's make sure there's, depending on what it is, right? And
let's just assume there's coverage. Just make sure that it's more than your deductible before you call that 800 number. Yeah. But we may know folks that we trust and do good work and aren't just going to try to tell you a bunch of stuff to make money, because that happens.
It does.
In the industry.
And we don't force anyone to use them.
That's correct.
You still have the right to use whomever.
That's right.
But yeah.
Yeah, and
whoever.
But we do get these phone calls from clients there, about claims. I had one 3 weeks ago. It was a remodeler. He called me. He's like, "Man, can you call me back ASAP?" And I was in a standing meeting, a meeting I have every week, and which he used to come to that meeting, so he knew the meeting was a networking meeting, knew the meeting was going on. So I step out and I call him. He's like, "Oh man, one of our subcontractors just cut through a gas line that was clearly marked." Clearly marked. And he's like, he was a nervous wreck. I'm like, what happened? He goes, well, the gas company came out and shut it off. Fire department came out and checked and blah, blah, blah. They're asking for a copy of our certificate of insurance for us. I'm like, okay. And he goes, you're being pretty calm about this. I'm like, you got coverage. What's the deal? Yeah,
and it happened. You can't undo what's happened. So now it's just a matter of.
The fire department want they just got to go. They want to make sure you have insurance, and because in order to do stuff in a lot of these cities, you got to prove that you have insurance, and and if they're going to charge anything, they might send you a bill for the fire department call. Things like that. We'll see if you've got that coverage on your insurance. But the thing is, does that subcontractor, do you have a contract with them? Yeah. Does your contract state that they'll hold you harmless? Yeah. I'm like, well, if you get a bill, give it to them.
Yeah.
He's like, okay.
Okay.
I'm like,
but
it is what ultimately you're responsible for it, but you have a way to go back and subrogate, the fancy term. You have a way to go back and get reimbursed if you end up needing to, or your insurance company will. So don't sweat it right now. Let's see what happens. Just let it go.
Yeah.
But they were very, very nervous because they never had a claim before.
Well, so that's the thing too, is even if it's not something like that where you can pass it off to somebody else, right? But just having the conversation, I feel like, with somebody who knows what's going on, it can relieve a little bit of stress. It's just a little bit of that unknown. It's the uncertainty. It's the so it makes them feel better. I got a call right before we were recording, and the health insurance part of it. We were dealing with there's two different companies. There's like husband company and then family company over here on another side. Small business for the secondary, and I'm not the agent, but they're having everybody drop off except one person. But this one person needs the coverage, and they're like, oh my gosh, what do we have to do? It may work itself out. We may hire somebody else who wants it, but I'm going to get dropped. And I was like, you're not going to get dropped. You guys, you're absolutely fine. You don't have to hire somebody just to put them on the policy. You're good. You just have to have two qualifying people, two people who qualify, but only one has to be on the plan, and that's you. And then I gave a couple like nuggets about, okay, here's how you need to do. I would suggest doing the pricing of it, though. There's composite and age banded and blah blah blah. I won't get into the weeds, but and she was like, oh my gosh, okay, great, I feel better. Have a great day. I'm so glad you answered. Like, glad we talked. I'm like,
what happens?
It was just an easy conversation. It's like, no. Like, there's nothing to.
So what do most people do if they don't have an agent? They go to Google.
Oh, and it's so confusing.
Yeah. There's a lot of noise, right?
Yeah. Well, which is the confusion.
Yeah. And having a good agent that knows what's going on can cut through all that noise and say, okay, here's what you really need to be worried about.
Yep.
Yeah. Or don't be worried about.
Or don't be. And then now I'm like, okay, I don't want no stress for you on that, because it's resolved. You're good. This is just how I would do it moving forward. To make sure you don't pay an inflated rate throughout the rest of the year. Anyway, doesn't matter. But yeah, so it's that kind of stuff. Just call. And I would go back to, if you don't have an agent that you can just call, who you can just pick up the phone.
Who can you call?
And call. Panatella.
That's right.
Then you should call.
Yeah.
817-753-0093. But it does. It makes a difference.
I've helped
Makes a
people
difference.
that aren't even our clients. I've given them ideas of things to do. Now, it's hard to give them more specific stuff without having to look at their policy. But if a general question, I'm like, I'd look for this, this, and this, and tell them this, and and whatever it may be. Am
I boring you? I'm so sorry. I don't mean to bore you. Insurance is so exciting.
I had
folks.
lunch right before I came, and I had some barbecue.
Digesting.
I'm digesting. No, I had another longtime client call me. They have a fairly brand new vehicle, nice vehicle, and someone hit them.
Oh.
And
just a bad day.
Yeah, it was a bad day, and the vehicle's still drivable, but
I know, but
they're
it's
like,
still a
what
bad
do we
day.
got to do? And I told them the process, which I've told them in the past for other times people have hit them, and so we did it, and they're like, well, that person, they hit us. I mean, I just want to make sure that, because when I called, they said a claim had already been filed. I'm like, filed against you or just filed to let your company know? Because sometimes people will do that. Or, excuse me, let me back up.
Rewind.
That's right. Their company that they had, the people that hit them, Whenever our client called their company said, well, a claim has already been made.
Okay. I was going to say,
which is not out of the ordinary, because sometimes people will call and make the claim themselves. I've had that happen in instances where people hit me. They called and made the claim, not against me, but they told their insurance company about it because maybe there was physical damage to their vehicle.
Yeah.
That type of thing. So they were very nervous about, well, why would they go ahead and call their insurance company whenever they're the ones that hit us? That doesn't make any sense. I'm like, well, it's not out of the ordinary for people to do that. And I said, but you're not going to talk to a claims adjuster today because it was on a Sunday. You need to wait till tomorrow and maybe even wait till Tuesday, because the claims adjuster is probably going to get in and have a stack of stuff on their desk and not even have a chance to look at it yet, you know?
I mean, I guess I'm confused why people are confused that when somebody did something wrong that they're calling their insurance.
Yeah, because how many people admit to, I was at fault?
I mean, I guess, but if it's pretty clear, like if it's a rear end or it's a whatever, like, you know,
I'm going to tell you another one here in just a minute.
Yeah, but that's, I guess, confusing to me that people are confused.
In this particular case, I think everything is working out. I haven't heard anything else from our client.
That's good.
I did give them some things to talk to the adjuster about. You know, like my mind just went blank, and I know it like I know my own name. When you lose,
Dave, come on.
When you lose value to your vehicle.
ACV depreciation?
No. You lose value to your vehicle when somebody else hits you. Recoverable.
Oh, it's
not recoverable. But anyway, my mind went blank.
But it's basically, if your vehicle has never been in an accident, there's a value associated with that. And then once it's been in an accident, it loses. Yeah, it loses. Well,
you can
depending on the value. Yeah, I guess these days.
Yeah, it is that big. But sometimes recoup that back.
Yes.
But you can't recoup it from your own company. You have to recoup it from the other company.
Correct.
All right. So anyway, they're working on it. I told them, I said, don't talk about that right up front, because that company that they're with will
just get them to acknowledge,
slowing everything down. So wait till the end to do it. But in any case, all right. So another client calls me, and they were going down. They were going down a street, and there was cones on their left hand side. Okay, and left hand, right hand. Anyway, there was cones between them and the very outside lane. It was supposed to be shut down. The lane was supposed to be shut down. So they're going down through there, and they need to go into a 7-Eleven, and they turn. And when they turn, there's a vehicle coming down.
Oh, so on the right side then.
Yeah, this lane that's supposed to be closed off. Well, our insured turns into that person. Okay?
Okay, you may not
we know who's at fault, right? Our insured is at fault.
Okay, I was like, because they should have been paying
attention.
Yeah, you can't just turn.
I don't think that's the issue. You can't just turn. You still got to be aware of what's going on around you. But what we found out later was that somebody had the street department was up there working, and somebody had moved the cones, and people had started driving down through there. Oh, but it was supposed to be shut off. Doesn't matter. She still
unless you could find out who moved the cones, but you never will, and that's fine.
It could have been they got hit by another car and people just started driving through there. You don't know. Matter, anyway, our insured at fault, no problem.
Okay.
So they get out, talking to the driver of the vehicle, of the other vehicle,
the third party. Yep.
Everything's fine. Nothing. Saw one adult in there. And it was a kid in a
car seat
in the back. Well, it was just a turn. It was a bump. It wasn't anything major. And we're fine, no problem. The very next day, they don't even file the claim. The people that she hit, the person that she hit,
the attorneys do.
A lawyer files a claim.
Yeah,
their lawyer files a claim. Not our insured's lawyer.
I understand.
The other person's lawyer. And now all of a sudden there was 5 or 6 people in the vehicle, when there was only one other person and a kid in the car seat. Now all of a sudden there's all these people in the vehicle. And I'm like, you know what? Here's the thing. And they were all nervous about it. I'm like, you just need to let the insurance company figure this out. And this will probably be a 2 or 3 year process. at least a year, maybe 18 months on minimum. And everybody's going to drag this thing out thinking that somebody else is going to blink. So I would just move on with life.
At that point, that is why you have insurance.
Yeah.
That's why you have it.
Oh, yeah. And they asked me, well, should we just pay for this or get our own lawyer? No. That's what you have insurance for. You can't afford a lawyer for what this is going to cost.
But there's also no reason. Because trust me, your insurance company, if you tell them that, they're going to start sniffing around and they're going to start doing background checks to see, like, you can run the reports to see how many people, if you were in an accident, they will run a report to see how many times you've been a claimant, how many settlements you've had, how many this, how many that. Yeah. And there's a history. Now, that doesn't mean that just because you're high in the claim volume, you'll get denied anything.
Correct.
But it does mean we are going to take a little harder look at you. Mm-hmm. Like back in the claims world, when we had somebody and you're like, wow, you have, and one of the questions, have you ever been, involved in a slip and fall before, or all these things. And they're like, no. And then you do a background check and you're like, wow, you've had 8 settlements for slipping on milk in aisle 12. Like,
I've had those.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. So you do run into that. And that kind of goes into another, it's kind of weird. And I wouldn't want somebody necessarily taking a video of me and who's in my car. But at the same time, if you're in an accident, you're allowed to take video. Take pictures and take a video. Mm-hmm. Because the video is showing the entire scene and there's nobody standing. You can't take a picture and then say of the vehicle, but not in the vehicle and around the vehicle.
They just got lucky and caught, the inside of it with the
right.
camera.
But but you can't, but even that, you can't really see inside with, anyway, there are ways to kind of protect yourself. And then there are ways that, quite honestly, people are assholes. Mm-hmm. In life, we are going to run into that in the world. And when money gets involved, people change like that. I saw it every single day in the claims world. I was shocked in a positive way, probably 3 times total out of the 5 years that I did it. And everything else, I was like, it doesn't surprise me. Like, you're going to lawyer up. 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 One of the ones that shocked me where I was...
They think they're going to get more money.
Because they think they're going to get... they think they're... And then they get greedy, right? So before, where everyone's fine... And then all of a sudden they walk away. They have a conversation with somebody who says,
what happens.
It's a conversation. And I could even have talked to them the same day or the day after the accident as the adjuster, as not their adjuster, but they're the third party. Everything is fine. They're like, oh yeah, no, everything, good. I'm just, I'm glad everyone's safe and I'm like, okay, great. Well, I'm going to send over this, what do you call it? Not waiver, release. Mm-hmm. And then once you sign that, I'll send, whatever amount based on the soreness that you had. And I'm like, okay, great.
Never get it. But I would get that letter of rep. And then all of a sudden... A year later.
No.
Oh,
no, same week. They want their money fast. They're not playing around. We're talking about... And it can be something as little as a fender bender.
Yeah.
Truly so small.
Oh, yeah.
But one of the ones I was going to say that I was shocked... Because here's the thing. When a kid is involved... Usually parents are going to they're going to become a little unhinged. And I get it. I'm a mom. I get it. There was a woman, she had a brand new BMW. Within a week, within the month, she had just purchased it. She was pulling out and she had her kid in the car in the back seat. Or no, she was going straight and a cement truck pulled out in front of her. One of our cement trucks pulled out. And she ended up hitting it, but it was clearly it was a cement. It was our person's. Totaled the brand new BMW. I think the speed limit was 55 or 60 on the road where she was traveling. I waited forever because she said, oh no, we're a little sore, but we're fine. And so I tried to offer money and she was like, oh no. We're fine. Everyone walked away. My kid is safe. I'm safe. Everyone's fine. I just held my breath waiting for that letter of rep. Never came. She truly was like, no, I'm just so thankful that we're okay. That was the biggest surprise I ever had. with a woman with a brand new vehicle, kid in the car, cement truck pulls out in front of her, boom. And it was a bad accident.
Yeah.
And they all walked, it was just crazy.
All right, so going back and talking about folks that make lots of claims, they seem to have a problem slipping and falling all the time.
Yeah.
Years ago, I had a client, and I don't remember exactly all the circumstances, but they were being sued. And this guy who was suing them had brought so many lawsuits in the Dallas County, that the judge put out a thing and said, you can no longer bring a lawsuit in the entire county of Dallas.
Can you do that?
Evidently you can. I asked a lawyer friend, he goes, oh yeah, if that's all whatever.
Like if you have the history of
evidently they can do it. Yeah.
Wow.
You're not allowed to do it anymore. And so that's how many this guy had. I said, well, I guess you got off pretty good on that then. They're like, oh yeah, no issues.
Wow.
No issues. So yeah, it happens. And the thing is that's why going back, call your agent and let them walk you through it. I mean, a good seasoned agent is going to be able to help you with that type of thing. And, honestly, we were there at one time. We didn't know what would happen or what didn't happen. We were early on in our careers.
Right.
We learned over a period of time.
Well, and that's like, even if they're not seasoned, but you have the agent that you can call to just talk it through and say, okay, well, I don't know and quite honestly, we don't know how the claims are going to be handled. I mean, even though we're seasoned, we've still seen such a shift in how things have been handled, even within the last couple of years and then 5 years and everything else. But it is just okay, well, I can tell you what your policy has. Let's talk about what your coverage is. And then from there, we can talk about whatever else. But if you've got a newer agent who may not know on the claim side of it, that's okay. That's not a dog to them, but still just call. The point is, if you're not comfortable enough to call the agent, period, or you don't have a person to call, you probably need to figure out a different situation.
Sure.
Is what I would recommend, because we've talked about this. You call the 800 number, you go online, you have no agent assigned to you, you call the 800 number, regardless of whether it's claim worthy, covered, anything. It's a ding.
It's a claim. It's a ding. Yeah. One of the things I would, I try to get people to do, because you've probably had this. Somebody will call up, ask you a question about a claim. It's a claim. Where they say, well, I'm calling for somebody else. Okay, whatever. It's a claim. All right. And you say, you listen and you go, okay, well, in this scenario, because of this, and this is most likely the direction to go, or the direction it's going to go. And then they give you another piece of information. Oh. And you're like, okay, well, that changes things a little bit. So blah, blah. And you give them
which is why
answer.
They left it out initially.
And then as you're talking, you go, well, it didn't really happen like this. It happened like that. And I'm like, okay. So, and I actually had this happen in the last 4 or 5 weeks. I had an old client call me. And he said they were, I don't know, he had a claim, and it was, I don't know, he gave me all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, in that case, the insurance company generally would do blah, 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 blah. Because if I didn't do that, I'm like, okay, well, still yet, sometimes there's ways you can combat that. And then as I kept talking to him, I kept getting more and more information. And finally he goes, well, I really did do it. I'm like, okay.
And this is why you're a former client.
Don't call me back.
Right. This is why you are a former
because you just wasted 20 minutes of my time. And then it dawned on me after I hung up, he did this when I was with Company X too. Yeah. He had an accident. Let's just call it an imbibing accident. And made it sound
I don't know what that means.
Imbibing?
Yeah. I want to, because I'm an adult, but I have to tell you my vocabulary skills do not go to that word.
You drink a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but
and I want to hear from you if I am not the only one who doesn't know that word, because my God.
His story was he had taken some medicine to make him drowsy and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, well, then he was like, well, first of all, the medicine wasn't even brought up. It was, I was just driving along. I got hit by somebody from blah, blah, blah. Next thing I know, I'm waking up in the hospital and I'm there overnight. I'm like, okay, well, as it went on and on and on, it started coming out that what was happening was that
he was drunk.
He was drunk.
Yeah.
And I hadn't talked to this guy for probably 8 years, and he calls me out of the blue asking if I can help him with insurance. And I'm like, once I figure all this out and I start getting little pieces at the end of 20 minutes, I'm like, no,
we're all right.
Don't call me back.
No.
So, because I can't help somebody that does that, right? I can't, if he just told me up front, this is what I did, I messed up. Okay, well, then
let's handle the situation.
Let me give you some ideas. You're not my client, but let me give you some things to think about as you move forward.
Right.
But he's like, I really did do it. I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah.
That was a waste of time. So
you trust me enough.
So call us. We'd love to talk to you, but just tell us what's going on.
Yeah, we're not we're not here to judge.
No.
But we'll tell you if it's going to be a good outcome or a bad outcome. That's likely, right? Again, we can't guarantee anything.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I think that's it.
All right. Well, that is it for today. Give us a call. 817-753-0093. Or you can email us contact@igwpodcast.com. We'd love to talk with you. And you can also look up our website for our company, which is panatelagroup.com. PANATELA group.com. And would love to hear from you.
.com.
That's right.
All right.
Thanks so much. Bye.